So everybody, we're going to start this tutorial like we've taken off the cardboard from the machine already. I would make a suggestion that if you're watching this video and you haven't taken off the cardboard, start with the top piece. You can cut that off and remove the lid, and then you can locate the rear of the machine. Right now we're staring at the front of it where the way hopper and discharge funnel and spout are. I would split the seam or cut the seam on the rear of the machine and then remove the cardboard from the back to the front that way off like a clamshell. And then you can dispose of your cardboard however you wish to. So the machine has a few things that we'll see right away about it. We've got some tags hanging off. One here, one up here on the supply hopper, and then a couple down here, one on this side of the way hopper, and one on this side of the way hopper. They have different portions and purposes. For now, we're just going to leave those alone because we need to get the machine off the pallet in general. To do that, we are either going to need a 9/16 box wrench or a 9/16 deep well socket. To do that, we'll just basically pop on in here, and these are carriage bolts, so they're going to be sunk in on the bottom. We can come around and just get these all off. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to remove some items from up here in the supply hopper. We've got a nifty little box in here, and in this box we're going to find our casters. There are 4 of them. We've got our small supply hopper gate as the large is attached when it arrives, and then we've got the USB cable that Logical Machines provides to you. We're also going to remove the owner's manual that we have for our machine. Now we're going to break into the box that we took out, and we're going to remove the 4 casters out of it and set them up. Those casters are going to have jam nuts already on them. We can remove those and get those ready. It is best if you have a buddy to do this with, but it can be done if you're all by yourself. What we want to do is gently slide the machine to the edge so we get one of the supports off of the pallet here. We're going to take one of our casters and nuts, and we're going to thread that nut on. And then again, using our 9/16 socket or box wrench, we're going to tighten that guy up. Then we're going to slide the next support off, grab our next caster, and install. Now we're going to move around to the corner of the pallet here, and we're going to slide off one of the rear supports, and grab our 3rd caster nut, and install. Finally, we can work the machine quite a bit over. And we can rest it on the pallet there. You want to keep a hand on the machine. Up in your last caster and nut. And what we're going to do is just thread this on and slide our machine off. Now we're going to come back to that nut and tighten. So once we've got our casters on the machine and we've removed it completely from the pallet, you'll notice that there are some things that are plastic wrapped. Number one, the way hopper is wrapped closed so the door doesn't move. We've got the spout wrapped here to keep everything nice and firm here. And then we've got the controller bundle wrapped as well. So the first thing we can do is we've already removed our manual and spare parts from the supply hopper. So we can just take a knife and cut this tag off. That's step 1. Step 2 is we want to reposition the controller pack. It is best to cut the plastic from the back side in here as to not cut any wires or score the faceplate or anything of that nature. can unwrap that. The controller bundle is going to include your power cord, your foot switch, which is already connected to the machine. We can just let that down and dangle. We've got a few pieces of plastic here. Now, the controller is in a travel position here for its safety. To remove this, we'll need 2 7/16 box wrenches. Now we want to save this hardware that we have. Excuse me. I have a runaway nut. We're going to take the controller and move it upright like this. You'll notice we've got a position controller here tab. And take that guy and remove it. We want to take our bolt and put it through this side of the L bracket for the controller. And then we're going to mount it from the outside of the chassis inward. We're going to take the tooth nut, tooth side to the bar, and we're going to put that nice and tight. Now you want to firm it up just a little bit, enough that it can still move, but that it holds pretty firmly. And then we're going to lift the controller up until it touches the support bar. And then we're going to finish tightening. Next, what we're going to do is undo our power cord here. We're going to take the non-male end, and we are going to plug that into our control box. This goes into the 3 zip ties that we've provided on the side here for making it nice and clean. We want to draw those nice and tight. And we can come back and clip these off later. We can undo this if you'd like to. I'd prefer, personally, I can leave that together and I can just set my foot switch up here so it's nice and out of the way. And then next we're going to move to the travel locks. So located on this side of the way hopper, we've got remove clamp before use. And on this side, we've got remove clamp before use. So what we want to do is just undo these little travel locks. They're little C-clamps. And we'll remove that fully. There is a jam nut that is located in between the hopper here, the way hopper and the funnel, and that's just a little spacer that we use. Please make sure that that does fall completely out, or else it will cause a little bit of issue with your weightments. Usually they fall right on out once we loosen the C-clamps. And we can remove that C-clamp as well. Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to remove the plastic wrap around the spout. So again, cutting from the rear as not to score anything visible, cutting nice and gently, and we'll remove that. Next we can remove the plastic wrap from the way hopper. It's best to do it from the top opening. You can draw it tight like this and give it a simple cut. And we can just pull that plastic out. Finally, we want to move our machine to wherever you're actually going to house it and use the machine. We want to plug it in. We suggest that you plug it into a power conditioner, power surge protector. You know, this does have safety features in it, but it's always good to have a secondary just in case things do happen. You live in a high electrical area, etc. And then finally, we're going to take our air hose and coupling to the regulator, we'll connect our air. And you're ready to go.